Have you ever sat at the table, fork in hand, looking down at your plate and thinking, I'm doing everything right, eating my vegetables, trying to stay healthy, so why do I still feel so tired, so bloated, or just off some days? You've been told your whole life that vegetables are always good for you. And for the most part, they are. But here's something no one really talks about. As you get older, your body starts to work differently. Your digestion slows down. Your body becomes more sensitive to certain things, yes, even certain vegetables. And some of the ones you've trusted for years might be quietly causing you discomfort, inflammation, or even messing with your medications. It's frustrating, isn't it? You do your best, eat your greens, follow the doctor's advice. But some days your joints ache more than usual. Your stomach feels tight. Or you just don't have the energy you used to. And you're left wondering, is this just part of getting older? Well, yes and no. See, the truth is, there are certain vegetables that can actually do more harm than good when you're over 60. But there are also some powerful, healing vegetables your body needs now more than ever. To support your heart, your digestion, your brain, even your bones. And that's exactly what we're talking about today. I'm going to show you 4 vegetables you should avoid, and 4 that you should absolutely include in your meals starting today. These are changes that can help you feel lighter, more energized, and more in control of your health. Because let's be honest, you deserve that. And let me tell you, the third vegetable on the never eat list? It surprises almost everyone. It's something you probably have in your kitchen right now, thinking it's doing you good, when it's really not. So stick with me. This is important. Whether you're managing diabetes, arthritis, blood pressure, or just trying to feel better as you age, what you put on your plate matters more now than ever. And if you're listening and thinking, yes, I want to take better care of myself, leave a comment below that says, I'm here. Let me know you're ready to take your health seriously, but gently. And of course, if this sounds like the kind of honest, helpful advice you've been looking for, go ahead and hit that subscribe button to join our caring community here at Elderly Council. We're in this together. Now, let's talk about the vegetables you should never touch, and the ones your body will thank you for. Let's start with the first vegetable that many seniors should think twice about. Number 1, never. Raw cruciferous vegetables. Picture this. Mr. Johnson, 75 years old, sharp-minded, always looking to stay in control of his health. He watched a health documentary one evening, and it raved about raw vegetables. So, the very next day, he went to the store, picked up fresh broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, the works, and made it a daily habit. Raw veggie salads, raw broccoli dips, even cabbage smoothies. He was proud. But within a few weeks, something changed. He started feeling bloated after meals. His stomach cramped often, and his energy dropped. He chalked it up to just getting older. But here's what was really going on. Raw cruciferous vegetables, like broccoli, cauliflower, kale, and cabbage, contain natural compounds called goitrogens. These goitrogens can interfere with your thyroid. And for seniors, especially those who already have a slightly underactive thyroid, or are on medications for it, that interference can cause real problems. Fatigue, sluggish metabolism, cold hands and feet, even brain fog. Now don't get me wrong, these vegetables aren't bad in general. They're full of fiber, vitamins, and cancer-fighting compounds. But here's the catch. Raw isn't always better, especially as you age. You've probably heard all your life that raw veggies are the healthiest option. But your digestion slows down as you get older. Your body doesn't break down tough plant fibers the way it used to. So eating these vegetables raw can make you feel uncomfortable, gassy, and tired, and you may not even absorb the nutrients properly. So what can you do? Simple, lightly steam them. Steaming not only softens the fibers for easier digestion, it also reduces the goitrogen levels, making them gentler on your thyroid. You still get the health benefits, without the bloating or hormonal interference. And if you love that crunch, Try lightly sautéing with a little olive oil. Warm, tender, and much easier on your stomach. So if you've been tossing raw broccoli or cabbage into your salad thinking it's the healthiest option, this might be why you're feeling off. And raw cruciferous vegetables? They're just the beginning. Let's talk about the next one. A vegetable that seems harmless, even comforting. But for seniors, it can silently raise your blood pressure without you realizing it. Number 2, must eat. Cooked carrots. Now let me talk to you for a moment. Have you ever sat at the dinner table, looked down at your plate, and just didn't feel like eating? Maybe your appetite isn't what it used to be. Maybe food doesn't taste the same anymore. Or your vision's been giving you trouble, reading the newspaper, watching your favorite TV show, even recognizing faces across the room. You're not alone. There was this gentleman, Mr. Raymond, 82 years old. His daughter Angela noticed he'd been skipping meals. He just wasn't interested in food anymore. On top of that, his eyesight was fading fast. He'd squint at the crossword puzzle and give up. The spark was fading. But Angela made a small change. She didn't go looking for some fancy diet or expensive supplement. She simply started cooking carrots. Not raw, those can be a bit tough on the teeth and hard to digest. No, she softened them. Roasted them gently. Added them to warm soups with a little olive oil and herbs. And here's the beautiful part. Mr. Raymond started finishing his meals. His energy came back. And one day, he leaned over and said, "Things are looking a little brighter again." You see, carrots are rich in something called beta-carotene. Your body turns that into vitamin A. And vitamin A is your eye's best friend. It helps you see better, supports your immune system, and even keeps your skin and tissues healthy. Now I know what you might be thinking. Doesn't cooking vegetables destroy their nutrients? Here's the truth. In this case, cooking actually unlocks the good stuff. When carrots are cooked, their cell walls soften, making it easier for your body to soak up all that vitamin-rich goodness. And if you add a little healthy fat, like olive oil or a dab of butter, you help your body absorb it even better. So if you've been skipping meals or struggling with your eyesight lately, here's a simple tip. Start adding soft, warm, cooked carrots to your meals. They're easy on your teeth, gentle on your digestion, and incredibly good for you. Just one small dish could make a big difference in how you feel. Now don't go anywhere, because up next is one vegetable that may seem innocent, but it could be silently making your arthritis worse. And trust me, a lot of people don't know this one. Number 3, never. Nightshade vegetables, eggplant, peppers, and others. Let's take a moment and talk about something that often hides in plain sight: joint pain. Now I know that stiffness in your knees, or that soreness in your hands, can start to feel like a normal part of getting older. You might chalk it up to just aging bones, or the weather acting up again. But what if I told you a vegetable could be part of the problem? Sounds strange, doesn't it? There's a woman named Maria. She wrote in to share her story. Her 79-year-old grandmother adored eggplant. Grilled it, fried it, stewed it. Ate it every week. But over time, her joints began to ache more. Her fingers stiffened in the morning, and even simple movements became painful. At first, the family assumed it was arthritis just taking its course. Nothing unusual, right? But then a wise old doctor asked her to try something simple. Cut out nightshade vegetables, just for a few weeks. That meant no eggplant, no bell peppers, no tomatoes, no white potatoes. And what happened next? Within 2 weeks, the swelling started to ease. Her hands didn't feel so tight. She could open jars again. She could brush her own hair without wincing. You see, nightshade vegetables contain a natural chemical called solanine. Now, for most people, it's harmless. But for some, especially older adults with sensitive systems, solanine can trigger inflammation. That means more pain, more stiffness, and more fatigue. But here's the tricky part. Most people don't even know about this connection. They assume the pain is just part of life. But sometimes it's the food. And I know what you're thinking. I've been eating potatoes my whole life. Why now? Well, your body changes with age. Your gut becomes more delicate. Your immune system behaves differently. What worked before doesn't always work now. So, here's a gentle experiment you can try. If you're dealing with unexplained joint pain, especially in your hands, knees, or back, try removing nightshades for 2 to 3 weeks. Just a short break. No tomatoes, no peppers, no eggplant, no white potatoes. Then slowly reintroduce them, one at a time, and see how your body responds. You might be surprised at what you learn. Because sometimes, feeling better isn't about adding more, it's about knowing what to remove. Now don't worry, we're not just here to talk about what not to eat. Up next, I want to show you one leafy green that should be a regular guest at your dinner table. It's gentle, nourishing, and can do wonders for your heart and bones. Let's talk about it. Number 4, must eat. Spinach in moderation. Now let's talk about a green that's earned its reputation the honest way, spinach. You've probably heard for years that spinach is a superfood, right? And it's true, spinach is one of those rare vegetables that gives your body a little bit of everything. Iron for your blood, folate for your brain, magnesium for your muscles, and vitamin K for your bones. But here's the catch most folks don't hear about: portion matters. Let me share a story with you. An elderly woman, let's call her Miss Elaine, was feeling run down all the time. Low energy. Struggling to stay awake in the afternoons. She thought it was just her age catching up with her. Then one day, her caregiver started adding spinach into her morning omelet, just a small handful, lightly sautéed. Not raw. Not overcooked. Just soft and warm. Within weeks, Miss Elaine felt like she had more spring in her step. Her afternoon naps weren't quite as long. She started walking a little farther each day. Why? Because that spinach helped her iron levels, and in turn, improved her energy. You see, as we get older, our bodies don't absorb iron the way they used to. And when iron is low, fatigue becomes a daily struggle, sometimes even mistaken for depression or memory decline. But here's something most people don't talk about. Spinach also contains oxalates. And while that's not dangerous in small amounts, too much can block the body from fully absorbing calcium and iron, and may even lead to kidney stones if overdone. That's why the key isn't to cut it out, it's to find the sweet spot. A little spinach goes a long way. Half a cup cooked a few times a week is often more than enough. And here's a tip you can use right away. If you want to boost how much iron your body actually takes in, pair your spinach with something rich in vitamin C, like a few slices of tomato, or even a glass of orange juice. That simple combo helps your body soak up more of the good stuff, without any extra effort. Spinach doesn't need to be boring, either. You can toss it into scrambled eggs, blend it into a warm soup, or mix it into your mashed potatoes for an extra nutrient kick. Just remember, it's not about eating more, it's about eating smart. Now let's move on to something you may not expect. Because sitting quietly in your kitchen right now might be a vegetable you've trusted for years, something that seems harmless, even comforting. But in the body of an aging adult, it can quietly cause more harm than good. Let's uncover that one, next. Number 5, never. Canned corn. Alright, now let's talk about corn, but specifically, the canned kind. Let me tell you a story I think you'll relate to. A caregiver, let's call her Susan, had been noticing some changes in her mother's health. At first, it was just little things, like feeling bloated after meals, and maybe a little sluggish. But over time, it seemed like her mom was getting more and more tired, and digestion issues were becoming more frequent. One day, while looking through the food inventory, Susan realized something. Canned corn was a constant at nearly every dinner, in salads, soups, stir-fries, you name it, it was there. And when they started paying more attention, they realized the culprit was, in fact, the canned corn. Why? Canned corn is often packed with added sodium, preservatives, and can be lacking in fiber compared to fresh or frozen corn. And here's the thing most people don't realize. it can do a lot more than just bloat your stomach. The excess salt can cause your blood pressure to spike, and all those preservatives are hard on an aging body that's already working harder to stay healthy. You see, corn may feel familiar and comforting, but it has a darker side when it comes to senior health. The high levels of sodium and the lack of fiber can lead to digestive discomfort, especially in seniors whose digestion isn't what it used to be. And the sweet taste of canned corn can quickly turn into a spike in blood sugar levels, which can affect energy and overall well-being. Now, I know you've probably been eating corn for years. Maybe it's even one of your favorites. It's sweet, it's familiar, and it's versatile. But I want you to think about this. You don't need to give up corn entirely. Instead, switch it out for fresh or frozen corn, but be sure to use it sparingly, and avoid adding extra salt. Fresh and frozen options are packed with fiber, which helps keep your digestive system running smoothly, and they don't have all those extra preservatives. That's the kind of small change that makes a big difference for your health. So, next time you reach for that can of corn, remember, it might be easy, but it's not always the best choice for your body. Now, what's a better, sweeter veggie to add to your meals? One that won't just taste good but will actually boost brain health and support cognitive function. Let's dive into that now. Number 6, must eat. Sweet potatoes. Now let's turn to sweet potatoes. Yes, these are absolutely one of the best choices you can make for your diet, especially as you age. Let me tell you about a senior named Jack, who made a simple but life-changing switch. Jack had been living with diabetes for years. He loved his white rice, but it was affecting his energy and, of course, his blood sugar levels. After reading about the benefits of sweet potatoes, he decided to swap out his regular rice for mashed sweet potatoes at dinner. And the results? Remarkable. After just a few weeks, Jack noticed improved energy levels. He didn't feel the usual post-meal sluggishness. More importantly, his blood sugar levels were more stable, something he hadn't experienced in a long time. So, what's so special about sweet potatoes? Sweet potatoes are packed with fiber, which is essential for gut health. As we age, our digestion slows down, and fiber helps keep things moving, preventing constipation and promoting overall digestive health. And did you know they're also rich in potassium? That's right. This helps support healthy blood pressure, which is crucial for seniors. But it doesn't stop there. Sweet potatoes are an excellent source of vitamin A, which is fantastic for eye health. And, as we age, taking care of our vision becomes more important than ever. Plus, vitamin A supports immune function, helping your body fight off illnesses and stay strong. Now, here's a common misconception I need to clear up. Many people think that because sweet potatoes are sweet, they'll spike blood sugar. But here's the truth. They are actually low glycemic, meaning they have a slow and steady effect on your blood sugar. This makes them a much better choice than higher glycemic foods like white rice or white potatoes, which can cause those sugar spikes and crashes. Now, how should you prepare them? You can bake or steam them for a healthy option. And to make them even more flavorful, and add a little extra anti-inflammatory benefit, try sprinkling some cinnamon on top. It not only tastes great, but it also has properties that can help reduce inflammation, which is a big deal as inflammation can worsen conditions like arthritis. Sweet potatoes are a fantastic, nutrient-packed veggie that can be included in your meals multiple times a week. They support your brain, gut health, and immune system, and they'll leave you feeling energized, not sluggish. So, why not make sweet potatoes your go-to side dish at dinner? They're versatile, packed with nutrients, and so much healthier than some of the processed foods that are often on the table. Now, we've saved the most surprising vegetable for last, the one that so many people believe is healthy. But for seniors, it might not be all that good after all. Let's talk about it next. Number 7, never. Raw onions. Now, let's talk about something that might surprise you, raw onions. Yes, onions are generally considered a healthy vegetable, packed with antioxidants and anti-inflammatory benefits. But for seniors, especially those dealing with digestive issues, raw onions might not be the best choice. Let me share a quick story with you about Patricia, a lovely woman in her 70s. Patricia had been dealing with acid reflux for a while. Every evening, after dinner, she would experience this uncomfortable heartburn that kept her up all night. She tried adjusting her diet, but nothing seemed to help. Then one day, her daughter took a closer look at what Patricia had been eating regularly. It turned out that raw onions, which she had been adding to almost every salad and sandwich, might have been the culprit. Once they cut back on the raw onions, Patricia's heartburn improved dramatically. It took a little time, but she finally noticed that those irritating acid reflux flare-ups were much less frequent. So, why are raw onions such a problem for seniors, especially for those with sensitive stomachs? Raw onions contain fructans, a type of carbohydrate that can irritate the stomach and trigger gas, bloating, and of course, acid reflux. For seniors, whose digestive systems often become more sensitive as they age, raw onions can be too harsh. They might be triggering discomfort without you even realizing it. Here's a common misconception. People often think onions are great for heart health. And they are. But the raw form can be tough on your digestive system, especially if you have conditions like GERD or acid reflux. It's not the onion itself that's the problem, it's the raw version. So, what can you do if you love the flavor of onions but want to avoid the discomfort? Here's a simple solution. Sauté your onions lightly before adding them to your meals. This will reduce their acidity and make them gentler on your stomach, while still letting you enjoy the flavor and the health benefits. Cooking onions not only makes them more digestible, but it also enhances their antioxidant properties. Instead of raw onions on your salad, consider sautéing them with a bit of olive oil for a savory addition to your dishes. Your stomach will thank you for it. Now, let's move on to something a little more exciting, something that helps fight memory decline and is really great for your brain health. It's time to talk about the last vegetable on our list, and believe me, you won't want to miss this one. Let's dive in. Number 8, must eat. Beets. Now, let's talk about something that could really make a difference in your mental clarity. Beets. Yes, those vibrant red vegetables that sometimes get overlooked, but are actually incredible for your brain health. Let me tell you about Mr. Thomas, an 80-year-old man who had been feeling a little more forgetful than usual. His daughter noticed he seemed a bit sluggish, especially in the afternoons. After some research, they decided to introduce beet juice into his routine, just 3 times a week. In just a few weeks, the change was noticeable. Mr. Thomas seemed more alert, more energetic, and even his memory seemed sharper. His daughter was amazed at the improvement. Beets had worked wonders for him. So, what's the science behind this? Why are beets so great for seniors, especially for brain health? Beets are packed with nitrates, which help increase blood flow and oxygen delivery to the brain. This is crucial for maintaining cognitive function as we age. As we get older, our blood circulation tends to slow down, and we often experience a decrease in cognitive abilities. By eating beets, you're helping your brain stay nourished, energized, and focused. But here's the thing that stops some people from enjoying beets: the taste. Beets have a strong, earthy flavor that many don't particularly enjoy. Some even avoid them because of their natural sugar content. But let me tell you, the benefits far outweigh the drawbacks. You don't need to worry about the sugar content. Beets are low glycemic, so they won't spike your blood sugar levels. The key is moderation. When you add them into your diet wisely, you'll experience a brain-boosting effect without the negative side effects. So, what's the best way to incorporate beets into your meals? You can start by roasting them and tossing them into a salad. The roasting process brings out a natural sweetness and softens their texture, making them more palatable. Or if you prefer something more refreshing, you can blend roasted beets into smoothies, combining them with fruits like apples or berries to balance the flavor. It's a great way to give your brain a little extra love while enjoying a delicious drink. If you've never tried beets, now might be the perfect time to start. They're not just good for your brain, but they're also great for your heart, liver, and even your digestive system. Beets are one of those vegetables that can truly revitalize you, helping you feel more energetic and alert throughout your day. So, if you're looking for a simple way to boost your overall well-being, don't overlook this vibrant root vegetable. And with that, we've covered some of the best and worst vegetables for seniors. But before we wrap things up, I want to remind you of something important. Now, I know this part is tough, and I want to speak directly to you. Seeing your health change, or feeling like your body is slowing down, is never easy. It can be frustrating. It can be painful. And sometimes, it can feel like you're doing everything you can, but nothing is helping. I understand how hard that can be. But I want to remind you, small changes can make a huge difference. You don't have to feel stuck, and you don't have to accept things as they are if you're not happy with them. The food you eat has more power than you realize. When you change just a few things, you can feel more energized, less in pain, and even clearer in your thinking. These aren't just little changes. They are real, impactful steps toward feeling better every day. So, imagine this for a moment. What if you could feel more energetic in the mornings? What if your joints didn't hurt as much? What if, with a few adjustments to your diet, you could notice improvements in your mood, your appetite, and your overall health? It's possible. You've already taken a step today by learning more about what foods can help you feel better. So, here's what I want you to do. Pick one of the tips from this video. Maybe you'll try swapping corn for sweet potatoes, or maybe you'll add some spinach to your next meal. Whatever you choose, I want you to know it's a step in the right direction, and that step matters. I want you to remember this, especially on the days when things feel difficult. Your care matters. You matter. This isn't just about eating healthy. It's about giving yourself the best chance to enjoy each day, to feel your best, and to live a fuller, more vibrant life. Your family and caregivers love you, and every time they make sure you're eating the right foods, they're not just nourishing your body, they're nourishing your life. You're not alone in this. With a little effort, patience, and the right foods, you can feel better, and you deserve that. So don't get discouraged. Take one small action today, and know that with each positive change, you're doing something amazing for yourself. You're creating a healthier, happier you, one meal at a time. Stay strong. You're doing great. And no matter what, remember, you've got this. Alright, let's quickly recap everything we've covered today, so you can remember which steps to take for your health. Here are the 4 vegetables you should avoid to feel your best. 1. Raw cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, and cabbage. These can cause digestion issues, especially when eaten raw. 2. Nightshade vegetables such as eggplant and peppers, which may make joint pain worse for some people. 3. Canned corn, which can cause bloating and isn't as healthy as fresh alternatives. 4. Raw onions, because they can trigger heartburn or acid reflux for those with sensitive stomachs. And here are the 4 vegetables that are good for you and should be included in your meals. 1. Cooked carrots, great for your vision and immune health. They'll give you that extra boost. 2. Spinach, packed with iron and other nutrients. Just remember, eat it in moderation to avoid any issues. 3. Sweet potatoes. They help with energy levels and blood sugar, plus they're tasty. 4. Beets, excellent for brain health and boosting your memory. They're a powerhouse. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these vegetables surprised you the most? Maybe you've noticed changes in your health, or the health of someone you care about, just by adjusting their diet. Please share your story in the comments below. You're not alone in this, and we can all learn from each other. If this video was helpful, I'd really appreciate it if you would give it a like and subscribe to Elderly Counsel. By subscribing, you'll get more easy-to-understand tips on senior health, helping you take control of your well-being every single day. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, your actions today shape a healthier tomorrow. You're doing amazing by staying informed and taking care of yourself. I'll see you in the next video. Stay strong, stay healthy, and take care.